Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another video. And yeah, this is a different location than what I'm used to recording in. This is my living room. But I wanted to give you guys an update video. I made a post over on Facebook that I would not be going to BronyCon this year. And I said that I would make a video explaining why. And like I posted there, unfortunately, I will not be going to BronyCon this year. I was really hoping so much that I would get to go, but it won't be happening. And the reason actually has to do with family. Now, first off, I had actually thought about going to BronyCon last year, but I didn't get to because the starter went out on my truck last year, back in April, or back in March, I think it was, and I wasn't able. And most of the money that I had already saved up at that time went for the repairs on my truck, brand new starter, flywheel, alternator, and so there went most of the money that I'd saved up to that point. And so I knew then that I wasn't going to be able to go. However, I'd actually been hoping to go to BronyCon since back in November. And I started saving up, pardon me, I started saving up money then, in the hopes that I would get to go. But I never made any videos or any other posts or anything because I didn't want to get anyone's hopes up that I would be going to BronyCon, and I also didn't want to get my own hopes up, which that didn't really help because I still had my hopes up on getting to go. But what ended up happening was I told my mother that I wanted to get to go to BronyCon this year. And I can easily relate to Rainbow Dash, because like Rainbow Dash, I am an only child. And so I know some people can relate to that. If you're an only child, your parents or a specific parent sometimes depends on you. And being that we really have no other family, really, I am the person whom my mother depends on the most. And so she worries a lot. And whenever I told her that I was planning on trying to go to BronyCon, her first response was that I wouldn't be going, that she didn't want me going by myself, because her exact words, somebody will kill you, you will get robbed. And again, I can understand not trusting people, really. I can understand that because the way that the world is today. But she first said that if I could find someone else that would be interested in going. There's no one around me. There are a couple of guys that I work with that I like, but neither of them would be interested in going. And it'd be hard enough, it'd be bad enough for me to get those 3 days off to get to go, but they're certainly not going to let 2 or 3 guys offer the same 3 days. It will not happen. And there are no other bronies around me. I live in a small hick town, and nobody around me are bronies. Nobody. I'm the only one. I am the only brony in my area that actually had the nuts to actually wear an MLP shirt. There was only one other guy that I remember seeing, and that was back 2 or 3 years ago, that actually had a Nightmare Moon or Luna hoodie on. And I only saw that guy like 2 or 3 times, and that was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I've never seen him since. At the time, whenever I saw him, I didn't have my channel going, I didn't have my Facebook going, I didn't have my Twitter going, I didn't have anything. And so I'm the only brony in this area. And my mother doesn't want me going unless there was a few people going as well, because she's afraid that something will happen to me. And I know that other people would say that, and I mean, logically speaking, yeah. There's just as much chance of me getting into an accident going to work as there is of something there happening. But, again, my mother she doesn't want me to go just by myself. She would rather me try to find at least a couple of people that would also be interested in going. But there's nobody around me. I really wanted to get to go to BronyCon this year I was hoping to get to go, because we don't know what is going to happen in the future. We don't know what's going to happen with the fandom. We don't know what's going to happen with the cons. Already we've lost, I know of one con, BuckCon, and it had its last go last year, and I'm sure there's one or two other cons that I'm not aware of that have stopped, and I don't know how much longer. I mean, I know BronyCon is one of the largest, but I don't know for certain how much longer it's going to be going on. People have constantly said before that the fandom itself is dying, and life is short. I want to make the best of it. I want to make the most of it while I have breath in my body. And I'm like those little characters on Animal Crossing. I've got the wanderlust. I would love to be able to travel and to be able to see other places, to be able to see other things. But a lot of times I feel, and I know some other people can easily relate to that, a lot of times I feel like I have a ball and chain around my ankle, that I'm stuck in this little hick town and I can't go anywhere. And it feels like you're on a broken record and you're just constantly running in a constant loop with no break in that chain whatsoever. And I can respect the way that my mother feels, but at the same time, it's one of those things where, I mean, again, I know people as an only child. I know some of you can understand that. And yeah, I'm perfectly old enough to be able to make decisions like that on my own. But again, my mother would never be happy. My mother would never be satisfied. She would never be okay with it unless there were at least 2 other people going. And like I said, there are nobody around me. And so, and whenever I made the mention to her, I told her that I really wanted to try to get a go. She had no idea what BronyCon was. She knows I like My Little Pony, but she has no idea that I am a brony. She doesn't even know what a brony is. And so whenever I made a mention about it, one of the things that she asked was, "What is it?" And her response to that as well was, maybe I should try asking some people around here and us have a convention like that. It wouldn't happen. Because even if I had the drive to do it, there's no bronies around me. There's no bronies or Pegasisters around me that would even be interested in doing something like that. Nobody would do it. And there's no places around here that we could, any convention centers that we could actually rent out for that duration. There's no places around here. There's nothing. And there's no one that shares that same interest. And I know some of you can easily relate to that as well, whenever you literally feel like you are the only brony or the only Pegasister in your area. You feel isolated, you feel closed in, you feel like you're the lone wolf, you feel like the oddball. You feel basically like a banana in a bushel of apples. That's how that I feel a lot of times. And a couple of the guys that I work with, they know that I like the show. But everybody else that found out about it, I didn't tell them. The word got around. You know how that goes. They all think, and the rest doesn't think I'm weird because I like the show, and I'm okay with it. I really don't care. But again, there's nobody around here that has that drive to make something like that happen. And at the same time, I feel maybe it's too late. Even if I could find a couple of people, look how many people that it takes to make a convention like that happen. It couldn't happen now. The show has been going on now for 7 years. We're in our 7th season now. And look how long some of the conventions have been going, and look at the conventions that have already shut down. Nobody would be interested in starting something like that now. Around here, anyway. And so, like I said, I won't be going to BronyCon this year. And I had thought about before making a video saying that I was hoping to try to get a go, but I knew better than to make a video because I didn't want to get anyone's hopes up. And already I had someone over on Facebook make a mention that they really, basically that they that they regret that I won't get a go, and that they were hoping to actually get to, that they were actually hoping to get to meet me in person. And I know if I had have announced that I was going to BronyCon, I know there probably would have been at least a couple of people that, I know there would have been a couple of people that probably would have been going that would have been interested for us to actually meet up and hang out. But, and I wanted that to happen too, but it won't get to happen this year. Whether it'll get to happen next year or not, I don't know. I hope so much. I hope and pray that BronyCon is still a thing next year. I hope that next year's convention will not be the last. I hope so much that it continues. I hope that many of the conventions still continue. But, and I know there are other people that won't get to go either this year, but I was really hoping to get a go. But like I said, I won't be going this year, unfortunately. Unless I could find a couple of people that would be interested in going with me. And nobody, like I said, there are no bronies around me. And I can't exactly stick a flyer on a telephone pole or a light post or in store windows that says calling all bronies or Pegasisters, needing somebody, trying to have a gathering, we'll go to the con together. That would never work. That would never ever work. And again, nobody around me, nobody has the balls or the ovaries to wear an MLP shirt. And it's not just MLP. It isn't just MLP. Around here where I live, I've never seen anybody. I've never seen anybody wearing a Supernatural shirt. I've never seen anybody wearing a Doctor Who shirt. I don't even remember seeing anybody wearing a SpongeBob shirt. Or I've never even seen anybody wearing an AC/DC or Bon Jovi or Metallica or Iron Maiden. No shirts like that whatsoever. And because I live in the country, most of what people listen to is country music. And so if you listen to something else, like me, rock, classic rock, a little bit of metal, instrumental, synth wave, synth pop, synth rock, I'm looked at as weird. Now, there are a couple of guys that I work with, one guy in particular, that does love that kind of music as well. But, I mean, okay, there are a couple of people, actually, that I work with that likes that music, but everybody else is just like, everything I hear, it's country music. And so, yeah, nobody, it's like, it's kind of like, you're, again, like I said, it's like I have a ball and chain around my ankle sometimes. And you're just stuck living in that, in an area where it's like there is set limitations for what you can and cannot listen to. And if you step outside of those boundaries, you're looked at as weird. And so nobody around me would even be interested in doing anything like that. But like I said, I mean, as I said before, I can relate to Rainbow because being an only child, and I know some other people can easily relate to that in real life, it's a pretty big responsibility put on you whenever you are whenever a parent or parents depend upon you. And like I said, there is nobody else around. There is no other family, really. There's a little bit of family, but like my mother doesn't talk to them like she does me. I'm the only person. I'm the person that she tells the most things to. So that's why I won't be going to BronyCon this year. Like I said, my mother doesn't like the idea, and yeah, I know I could just as easily go anyway. But I also know that if I do, the relationship with my mother will not be the same. And I love my mother. I love my dad. And again, I can easily relate to Rainbow Dash in the parental guidance episode. I love both of my parents very much, but there are times. I mean, it's not the perfect. It's not the perfect relationship with your parents. There are things that you and them will disagree with. But even though I'm old enough to make those decisions, I don't want to hurt the relationship with my mother. And I know that if I go anyway, it will hurt it. And I just have to hope that she'll maybe I'll be able to convince her between now and next year. Maybe I'll be able to open her mind up a little bit more towards that. But again, and my mother, she's really about family. She's really about family, and I love my family, yes. And so, like I said, I wanted to make a video and let you guys know that I wouldn't be going to BronyCon. And if I could, I would. I totally would. But like I said, heck, even if I could find a few people, like I said, that would be interested in going, maybe. But that's not going to happen. But all I can do is hope that maybe next year I might get to go. I'm not going to get my hopes up, and don't plan on me going. There's a 99.999999999% chance I'm not going either next year. I would like to say, I want to say I'm going before I die. And even if I die before I go, dig me up, drag me there anyway, in my casket, and then after the con, drop me back off at my grave. But like I said, I know if I go anyway, it will damage the relationship with my mom. And I know it will suffer. And I can't do that. I won't do that. And so I have to miss out on the con this year. And so again, I'm really sorry to everyone that I won't be going this year. And like I said, I don't want people to think that I am feeling bitter, that there is some resentment that I have towards my mother. I still love her. I do. But I know a lot of people can relate to that. There are times whenever you and your mother, or you and your father, there's something that you won't get along on. And even though you still love them, there's something that you won't get along on, and there's some things that it will, no matter how many times you try to talk about it, you won't come to an understanding because you both have a different perspective. And it's just one of those things where you just never have to talk about, because if you do, the more you try to talk about it, the more that it could damage that relationship. And so the best thing to do is just not talk about it. And it's like that not just with family, it's like that with friends, it's like that it's like that with different people. And like I said, I don't want to hurt the relationship with I don't want to hurt the relationship with my mom. And so I won't be going to BronyCon this year. And again, I'm really sorry that I won't be going. I hope so much that BronyCon will still be a thing next year. I hope that a lot of the conventions are still going to be a thing next year, and even the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. And again, I really hope that I get to go to at least one con before it's all over, before the show ends, before the fandom begins to dwindle down completely, and before I take my last breath. I really want to be able to go. But again, I know there are other people that won't get to go for other reasons. It could be financial, could be other, different reasons as well. So, you know what? If you're not going to BronyCon this year for whatever reason, if you can't go, or if you can't go, then let me know in the comments, and we can just all stay home together and wish everybody luck and wish everybody the best whenever they go, and we'll just stay home and hope for next year. And like I said, again, I'm really sorry that I won't get to go. I really had so much. I had so much high hopes to get to go, but it's one of those things where you make plans on something, life smacks you across the face and tells you no, suck it, and you just don't get to go. You just don't get. Your plan goes up in smoke. But yeah, but again, thank you guys again for joining me. And again, to anybody, to everyone that is going to BronyCon this year or any other convention, please have fun. I hope you all enjoy it. I really wish you all the best. I really hope everyone has a wonderful time. I wish I could be there with you. I really do. But please enjoy yourself. Have fun. And I wish you all the best. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful time. And to everybody that's still going, that's like me, I know there's got to be at least a couple that are going to be stuck home. Then raise your hand, because we're stuck home. Because we can't go. But again, heck, on the days of the con, we can just all watch YouTube videos together. We can just all chat together, talk about what else we're doing. We'll just order pizza. We'll go watch Markiplier or Jacksepticeye or PewDiePie or Captain Sparkles or someone, or or we'll watch cat videos on YouTube. But again, thank you guys again for joining me. And again, I'm sorry I won't get to go to the con this year. I'm keeping my fingers, my toes, and anything else that I can possibly cross, which is not biologically possible. Maybe for next year, the year after. But again, don't get your hopes up. Don't be planning. And again, I'm really sorry I won't get to go this year. But again, maybe there's next year. Still holding out hope for that. I'm not giving up. I will not give up. I refuse to give up. I'm not the kind of person to give up on something, even if it kills me, even if I have to go in my grave before I can achieve it. I will not give up. But again, like I said, please, again, thank you guys again for joining me, and thank you for putting up with my ramble up to this point. And thank you guys again for joining me, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.